My dear J26 aspirants, a very, very happy Independence Day to all of you. But at this particular juncture where you have a long weekend and you have quite some time still in your hand, it's very important that you understand what CBSE has hinted and what the pattern says, which I have done the analysis for. And I'm going to give you all the details for J 2026, right from the registration to the eligibility updates. Yes, there are new updates, and also all the new changes which have happened, which is relevant for every kid out there who is targeting to enter into IIT. So pay attention, because this is the most detailed analysis. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it to the point, so that if you watch this video, you exactly know what JEE 2026 is all about. Whether it is competition, whether it is the pattern, difficulty, weightage, everything. Yeah. Jai Hind, Ibu. Yes, welcome all my lovely warriors. Quickly mark your attendance in case you haven't done that for your captain Shreyas, your captain of the ship of JEE 2026. And we have a very rough sea, a rough weather ahead. Let me warn you in advance. But if you hang on to the instructions and stay on the ship, then you will survive this particular storm and reach on the shore. So, my dear students, quickly smash that like button and stay subscribed, so that you do not get any random rumor and you only get that relevant information. That's what this channel stands for. To the point, always pure academic point of view. Welcome, anime edits. Welcome everyone out here. So let's start by what is JEE 2026 all about, and what are the changes, and what are the criterias and stuff like that. Starting off with the first attempt. See, there are two attempts in JEE mains. Once you clear both the JEE mains attempts, the best of the scores, only then you are eligible for the JEE advanced examination. The students who write JEE advanced will be able to attend the counseling for the IITs, whereas students who write only the JEE mains exam, they will be eligible for the NITs, triple ITs, and GFTIs. So the registration for the first attempt, which happens in January, will start in November roughly. So keep that period in mind. Generally, last date is somewhere in December, and you will see the admit cards come just few days before the exam. So you don't have to sit and worry, sir, 1 month is there, my admit cards have not come. And exam is usually going to be in the last week. So tentative dates will be somewhere 23rd or 24th of January to 31st January to maximum 1st February. Okay, 12th board exams will start in February. The second attempt usually in the first week of April, but not the early first week, the late first week, like around 4th April, 5th April. That is usually the dates for your JEE attempt second, okay, in the April. Now, what are the eligibility criteria? This is the biggest change. Attendance 75% is now mandatory in your college or school. Earlier, people used to take dummy schools and all of that. Now, slowly, JEE people, NTA people are going on to those lines that, okay, forget about 75% criteria in your board exams, but they are also checking for the attendance. So it has become even more stricter, and this will soon become official. So you better start maintaining the attendance. I just wanted to tell you in advance, because maintaining that attendance in the end becomes quite difficult for more of kids. Okay, qualifying exam, yes, 12th standard examination is needed. Nationality, Indian citizens, NRIs, PIOs, OCIs, yeah, overseas citizens of India, all of them can write the examination. Age limit is there. Basically, you should have completed class 12th in 2024 or 2025, or are appearing in 2026 exam. That means maximum of 2 drops are allowed. Okay, so maximum of 2 drops are allowed for JEE mains. Keep that in mind. For JEE advanced, still there is only single drop allowed. Third attempt is not there in JEE advanced. So keep that in mind. If you have already taken a drop, okay, only one single drop is allowed for JEE advanced as of now. That we third attempt is not there for your JEE advanced. Only for mains, 2 drops plus a fresher attempt is allowed. Okay, so applicants can attempt IIT JEE mains twice, January and April, both the sessions. The best of the scores will be taken. So in every year, you have 2 attempts, you can say that. and in that, best of the two will be taken for deciding your rank. 75% in class 12th is required, or you should be in the top 20 percentile of your respective board, whether it is IB board, whether it is CBSE board, state board, doesn't matter. Apart from that, you need to have physics, maths, and one additional subject like chemistry, biology, technical vocation for your requirement. Okay, the marks requirement is for your standard subjects, physics, mathematics, and your chemistry vocational subject, whichever it is. Okay, I hope this is absolutely clear till this point. Did we need marks in the board exam to get rank and seats? See, your marks and ranks are not decided by the board marks. It is a eligibility criteria. Like you need an ID card, like driving license or Aadhaar card. So it's an eligibility criteria. So even if you are not 75%, you will be allowed to write the exam, but you will not be eligible for counseling or taking admission. Because before taking admission, they check your 12th mark sheet. And if it is not 75%, they won't admit you in the college. Getting my point? So that is why 75% criteria is a must. Keep that in mind, attendance wise, marks wise, both. Okay, clear till this point? Any more doubts out here? Yeah. Yes, maintaining 75% attendance in a dummy school is the worst case scenario because you planned to utilize that time for JEE studies, but now that dream has been broken. Okay. Right. I'm coming to the weightage, Zoro. Hold on. Yeah, I'm coming to the weightage. Hi, hello, welcome everyone. Now, talking about the exam pattern. Please remember the exam is completely online. Okay. Everything is online. Even the advanced exam is online. Now, talking about the main specifically, it is for 3 hours. In that, you have 3 sections: physics, chemistry, mathematics. It's not like 1 hour for every section. You can take as much time for every section. Totally, you get 3 hours. It's the same paper. You can switch between the sections, everything. There are 75 questions, 25 from each subject. 25 physics, 25 chemistry, 25 mathematics. So 75 questions you have basically 3 hours, 180 minutes. So roughly you get around 2 to 3 minutes per question on an average. Now in every subject, out of those 25 questions, 25 are single objective correct. Single correct will be there. Not multiple correct. Only one option will be correct. Okay. And 5 will be numerical based. So 20, 20, 20, physics, chemistry, maths, objective, 5, 5, 5 for physics, chemistry, maths, numerical questions. Okay. Negative marking is there. Keep that in mind. Total marks will be 300 because for every correct answer, you are going to get 4 marks. So if there are basically your 75 questions, 75 into 4 will give you 300 marks. That is the maximum marks you can score. Negative marking is there. Please keep that in mind. Now, +4 for correct, -1 for incorrect, 0 for unattempted. So majority of the kids lose a lot of marks in the negative marking scheme because you take it on ego or personally, because you feel that no, how can I not solve this question, and you lose up a lot of marks in case you do not know the answer or the concept and you deliberately try to attempt it. So you need to be little bit careful about that. Talking about more details like the exam fees, 1000 rupees is the registration fee, 800 and 500 for other categories. It's available to write the exam in multiple languages. Usually people write it in English, but other languages are also allowed. But keep in mind, every time there are some or the other issues which we have seen, that especially a question is framed in English, but when they translate it in some other language, the meaning only changed. And then students had to get bonus, they had to fight for it. So please keep that in mind. If you can attempt in English, try to attempt it in English only, because translational mistakes can happen and it's an unnecessary headache only for us. All right. Now, who accepts the JEE main scores? All the seats in NITs, triple ITs, and your government funded technical institutes, which are funded by our government, all these seats are reserved, via JEE mains. But apart from that, there are many private colleges and semi-aided colleges which reserve 20%, 10%, 5% seats via JEE mains. So you might be writing your CET exam like MHT CET, EAP SAT, right? Telangana Andhra students, or KCET or COMED-K or WVJE. Apart from that, please remember JEE main score is also valid in those colleges. but a limited seats are there, and there are good chance you can get through that rather than CET, because CET is an entirely different ball game, right? So keep that in mind. Now, if you talk about the number of cities where the exam is conducted, it's almost every major city in the country. Talking about the weightage, now this is the most important slide, guys. Please take a note, and if you have not yet liked the video or subscribed to the channel, do that right now, or else you'll be missing all these updates. Now, if you talk about last year versus this year, in mechanics, the weightage has been around 35%, a major chunk of your 11th standard portion. Kinematics, Newton's law, circular motion, work power, energy, all those things. Electromagnetism, the weightage reduced in 2025 from 31 to 27%. Modern physics, around 14 to 17%. Then if you talk about heat thermo, 6 to 7%. Optics, around 7 to 8%. Oscillations and waves, 5 to 4%. What does this tell you? Even if you do mechanics and electromagnetism properly, almost like 35 and 25, you can say that almost like 60% of your weightage is done. So the electrostatics chapter, Gauss law, current, electricity, magnetic effects of current, magnetism and matter, EMI, if you do that, majority 60% of your portion along with mechanics, that's it, done. If you do modern physics, which is fairly simple and doable within a week, that's it, you are almost done. How much? Close to 70 to 80%, my dear kids. So just do these 3 units, you are almost done 70-80% of your syllabus, even if you skip completely these 3 units. Talking about the weightage, in physics in 2024 versus 2025 of class 11th versus 12th, see how things have changed. They are, if you see 2024, there were 141 questions from 11th and 159 from 12th. Same thing in April attempt, 143 versus 157. If you talk about the January attempt in 2025, 121 in 11th, 129 in 12th. In April, 109 versus 116. This clearly tells that the bias is towards the class 12th, but it is not a heavy bias, meaning it's not like 80% 12th and 20% 11th. It is more like 55% of 12th and 45% of 11th. Okay, so keep that in mind. Everybody clear till this point? Yeah. Is 75% for the all 3 subjects aggregate Jaswant. Okay, it's an aggregate criteria. Having said that, chemistry, organic, 228 questions in 24, 169, drastic reduce. See, this was a major problem for chemistry this year. Suddenly the weightage reduced from 228 to just 169. Physical chemistry, 207 to 176. Inorganic, 165 to 130. So you can see the weightages keep on varying year after year. All right. Talking about 11th versus 12th. If you notice over here, 11th standard in 2024, 130 versus 125, 170 versus 175. In 2025, this year, 90 versus 113, 135 versus 137. What does this tell you? Again, the bias is towards the 12th standard more than the 11th standard. So you can see that 11th versus 12th, 11th versus 12th, 11th versus 12th, 11th versus 12th. Okay, more of 12th standard in chemistry than in physics. This division is also very important on how the questions are divided. Many people ignore inorganic, but see this 130 questions were there. Sometimes people ignore organic chemistry thinking it's very difficult. See 169, guys, it's very high weightage. You will lose almost 30 to 40% of your marks. Okay. Having said that, in mathematics, what has been the weightage? Calculus takes a major chunk, which is around 30 to 40%. Algebra also around 30 to 40%. 3D geometry on the lower side, 13%, 12%. 2D geometry around 12 to 15%. Trigonometry 3 to 2%. That means even if you do calculus and algebra, your quadratic, your logs, this, that, calculus, AOD, integration, definite, area under the curves, all those things, even if you do it, almost 40% and 40% close enough, that is 70 to 80% of your syllabus is done just by doing these 2 units in mathematics. This tells you something, that if you are concentrating on trigonometry, 2D, 3D and forgetting about these 2, then you are doing a wrong thing. Okay. Having said that, 11th versus 12th analysis, you can see 11th again slightly less, 12th is more in 2024 also, and in 2025 the difference is slightly marginal, but again more of 12th standard than of 11th standard. So more like 60%, 65% of 12th and maybe around 30-40% of 11th standard. This tells you you have to anyways focus on your boards, so might as well study for your JEE exam. It will help you there. 11th standard, don't forget, because you will anyways lose 30-40% bare minimum if you do not study that. Okay, so 11th is also important. Now comes the competition part. Observe this. If you talk about registered versus appeared students, it is always appeared students are slightly less. So let's look at appeared students. 2023 versus 2024 and 2025. You can see it is continuously increasing and it reached almost 15 lakh students this year. And you can see that right over here. So 2025, 15 lakh students, 24, 14 lakh, 2023, 11 lakh. That means 2026, it's going to be more than 15 lakh. Plus, I'll tell you there is one more problem. A lot of NEET aspirants are started to write JEE mains papers and they are taking it seriously because they know the NEET paper level has gone up and they want to practice for their NEET exam. Sometimes they take it as a backup option that because medical seats are limited. So if I do not get medical, I will go to non-medical side and I will take up engineering. So that is also another reason why the competition on the JEE side has been increasing. And you might think, sir, NEET students will only take physics, chemistry, mathematics, they don't know. But I know many of my students who just wrote physics and chemistry and they got 98 and 99 percentiles even after skipping the entire math section. So don't take the competition lightly. If a NEET student can get 98, 99 percentile with two subjects, think what damage a regular JEE student can do. So please take it seriously. So obviously around 16 lakh students are expected this year. Okay. Now this is very important. 99 percentile, how much score should I get? See this. Back then, the ranges were 155 to 200, 156 to 235. 2024 paper was the easier one. That's why it went to 235. Some shifts were very easy. Okay. But this year, 2025, the paper was tough. You can see the drastic reduce in the marks. It went to 180 to 200. Okay. From 235. So that is one thing. Some shifts were easy. That's why it went up to 180. Okay. So notice the lower end of the spectrum has increased. The upper end of the spectrum has decreased. That tells there is not much variation in the difficulty. Here, see, 156 for 99 percentile means the paper would have been very difficult. 235 marks for 99 percentile means the paper would have been very easy. So there was a broad spectrum of difficulty. Now the spectrum is reduced. It's equally difficult for all the shifts. Analyze this information. Okay. Having said that, cutoff percentile 2023 was 90.77, then it went to 93. Now it's again back to 93 only. So the cutoff score is 100 to 115. See, earlier it was 74 to 110. Then here it went very big to 155 also. Here it is 100 to 115. So you can expect around 120 marks as the cutoff, as a bare minimum on the safer side. So 120 marks means how many questions? You only calculate now. 120 divided by 4, that is bare minimum 30 questions should be correct, assuming no negatives. Okay. Now please remember the exam is conducted in multiple shifts over a many spread of many days. So the difficulty changes a little bit, but last year or this year it did not change much. That's what we have seen. Okay. Now this is another important slide. Now will the difficulty increase in 2026? That is what I am coming to. Hold on. If you talk about computer science and engineering, okay, tier 1 colleges, I'm talking about the top NITs, Trichy, Suratkal, like that, okay, you need 220 marks to 240 marks. Last branch in the tier 1, that means some random branch, maybe metallurgy or civil or mining, like that, was 180 marks. Can you see that? So students are ready to take even civil engineering, metallurgical engineering, or some low branch, even in a tier 1 NIT, even if it is, even if they have got 180 marks. Okay. So understand the difficulty to get into tier 1. If you talk about tier 2, 190 to 200 marks. Okay. So mid-level NITs out there like Surat and Calicut and all of that. And then you have 170 marks for the last branch. Tier 3 NITs, then you have 160 to 190 marks cutoff for computer science and 150 marks are required for the last branch on an average. This is, it might vary with difficulty level and the shift level and all of that. But main thing to note, for getting computer science, 160 is bare minimum, even in a tier 3 NIT. For tier 2, it is 190. Tier 1, it is 220. That means at least you need 190 to 200 marks for getting a good college, computer science like branch. So that tells you that the difficulty, the competition is high. Now, what about 2026? 2026 is going to be like 2025. Okay, you won't see much of spreads, but the difficulty will be good level only. Expect decent level physics questions. Expect good spread of questions in chemistry, equal division. Also, mathematics will be the toughest paper among all of three. Usually, that is the trend, and that is what we have seen even in NEET. Biology is the deciding factor. Biology is said difficult. In engineering stream, mathematics is the deciding factor. So they keep mathematics as the difficult paper. Physics, don't expect very laddu questions like were asked during COVID era. So you need to practice very good level questions. Same thing with chemistry as well. Having said that, competition, yes, is above 15 lakhs, and many NEET students are spilling over into JEE. Plus, the preparation level of kids in smaller towns and villages is also increasing because of online education. So, more kids are serious, more kids are aware. Also, kids are preparing better with the online resources. Otherwise, they have to travel cities and all of that. So, we have seen the trends. Quota admissions are falling because now kids are like, okay, I will sit in my home, I will watch the online lectures, I will practice, I will have a routine, strategy is there, I will follow that particular plan. Okay. Yes. Uh, 2027 cutoff and class 10th. Well, definitely, I have something in store for all of you. I think the way things are going, I will have to start training kids in a very different way for class 10th and class 9. So we'll be doing something very soon for them. Having said that, a very good news for all of you, because of Independence Day, there is a freedom sale running. 79% off, up to 79% off on majority of our courses. Only 2 days are remaining. Already a lot of kids have utilized this price benefit. This price will never ever come back. So, like for example, we have the Sigma Express JEE batch in pure English, where me, PNJ sir, Paul sir, Namrata ma'am, Diksha ma'am, all of us are there. All right, you have part tests, full tests, class tests, DPPs, assignment, coaching module, flashcards, revision material, revision course before JEE Mains first attempt and JEE Advanced preparation, so that you can start right from the beginning till the very end and get a very good content with quality teachers who have that experience of producing top results. The Sigma Express batch is on sale. Okay, it's for both class 12th and dropper students, not for class 11th. If you talk about Ekalavya, which is a specific batch for JEE Advance only, assuming you know some basic stuff, at least basic board stuff or NCRT stuff, and you want to climb above that, then you have the JEE Advance batch. Again, it is in pure English by our Olympiad teachers who have been producing gold medalists every single year at an international level. We had Vedant, we had Daksh, we had Pradesh, everyone who have been, making India proud, making Vedantu proud, and, hardly 4 or 5 students get selected from each country. They go participate in the international level and over there winning a gold medal. That is what we have done. You will be getting the same content for JEE Advance with complete focus on high level thinking, critical thinking problems with rank accelerator modules. So that is the Ekalavya batch for 2026. And you have a specific Olympiad batch for NSCP, National Science Physics Olympiad examination, which is there. It's just for 6,000 rupees on freedom sale. Sir, where are the links? The links are there in the description box of the very video that you are watching right now. So make sure you go down and you will find all the links. Everything is on sale. For example, the Sigma Express batch, which I just told you, which is our flagship batch. Okay, this batch is completely live, a new fresh entry point. Whatever you have missed, you will be given recordings, plus you will be taught everything live towards the end. Okay, so don't worry, you are not missing anything, no backlogs. If you want to start now, this is the batch. Right from basics we are teaching. It's in pure English. Many students are going for this now rather than this, because this price is almost the price of this without the sale. Usually when the sale was not there, it was 6,999. Now you are getting it for the same price with the Tattva modules and the flashcards for revision, small cards which has notes. You don't make notes on your own now. You use these flashcards, mind maps, everything in small cards, and the modules also being delivered. Batch is starting 20th of August. If you talk about the JEE Advanced batch Ekalavya, that link is over here. Again, the price was 20,000. It has now gone to 10,000. I'll just make sure that the link works later on. This is the Olympiad batch, which you can see. Okay, again, the link is there in the description box. Also, you have other material like the Tattva books or the flashcards. Everything is on sale. These are the flashcards, which was I was talking about. Yeah, these are the flashcards, right? So these flashcards, you can get it delivered. These are small cards for quick revision. And you, of course, have the Tattva books separately in case you have not bought it. You want the Tattva modules. It's a collection of 20 plus books. If you're a part of Sigma Express, you automatically get it. All right. So my dear students, the competition is tough. 15 lakh plus students, and yes, good level of difficulty. So better prepare properly. Don't take it lightly. Okay, because others are definitely studying properly and seriously. I'm seeing the test results in our Sigma batch also. Kids have become very serious. Okay, so please study hard. Don't take this Independence Day weekend very lightly. Start planning. Start making a weekly plan, making a timetable, a schedule, a strategy. If you want help from me, what kind of help you need, you tell me. I'll make a plan also ready-made and give it to you. Okay, but be a part of the batch and follow the curriculum. Don't do random studies, unstructured studies. That is not going to help. And if you want to plan for JEE Advance, then Ekalavya batch is a guaranteed batch, because 1 out of 3 students clear JEE Advance. That is the enormous success ratio. It's crazy, guys. Just think about it. 1 out of 3 students clearing JEE Advance, not qualifying for JEE Advance. I'm saying clearing JEE Advance. Okay, so make sure you are a part of it. Thank you so much. Bye bye. This was Captain Shreyas signing off. Hasta la vista, and share this video and like and comment.